You know, in the news pass on the CBC over the last couple of hours, a lot of thoughts went back to when this player was the king of New York, where he basically, every woman and man throughout North America looked up to him for being what he called a role model, a true professional, a great player, a great individual. When Rod Gilbert left this world, August 22nd, he left behind a legacy that will be talked about for decades. Now, he played his entire career for the New York Rangers and was the big right winger on the infamous goal-to-game line with the great Vic Hadfield and his fellow Francophone superstar Jean Rattel. He was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1982 and was the first player in Rangers history to have his number retired, not saying a lot. After his playing career, he became president of the Rangers Alumni Association. Now, born in Montreal on Canada Day in 1941, he grew up a fan of the Habs. He played 3 seasons for the Guelph Biltmore Mad Hatters of the OHA from 57 to 60. Now, in his final year with the team, Gilbert slipped on some garbage stool on the ice and fell back into the boards, breaking his back and temporarily paralyzing. But he overcame this injury when not only corrective surgery went awry, it led to hemorrhaging to his leg. But doctors feared amputation was needed, but of course Rod's spirit prevailed and he recovered. Now, after finishing his junior career with Guelph, he joined the Rangers near the end of the 61 season. He soon became popular with Rangers fans, and he rose in prominence as an NHL star. He eventually ended up on many outstanding publications, including an infamous SI cover which showed not only his personality as a handsome man, but a personality as a what he called a person who was dedicated to not only his team, but the game of hockey itself. Now, he suffered from chronic pain throughout his career. In 1966, his career was nearly derailed when he went through a second spinal fusion operation. Now, Dr. Yanagasawa, his main doctor, performed a surgery, but put him out of action for half a year. He bounced back in 67 and scored 28 goals. Now, February 24th, 68 is considered by many his greatest game in the NHL, where he scored 4 goals against the heated rivals, the Montreal Canadiens. Now, the gag line, which was also together in the 72 Summit Series, proved formidable for many years. Again, he played with Team Canada in the 72 Summit Series against the Soviet Union, getting into also a fight in Game 8, which goes down in history as quite ironic because he was one of the most gentlemanly players in the league. He also won the Bill Masterson Trophy in 76 for perseverance over his back troubles. Now, at the beginning of the 78 season, Gilbert and Rangers GM John Ferguson got into a contract dispute. He would retire after the season, his 19th in the NHL, and again his number 7 was officially retired in 1979 at the start of the 79-80 season. Now, he could have played a few more years, but he didn't want to play any place but New York. Now, after retiring from pro hockey, he opened his own restaurant, Gilbert's, on 3rd Avenue near 75th Street in Manhattan. He subsequently worked for fundamental brokers on Wall Street, assisting the company in opening a branch in his hometown of Montreal. Now, he eventually returned to the Rangers organization in August of '89. There, he acted as a director of special projects and community relations in many facets, and was also president of its alumni association. From 2017 onward, he made upward of 30 appearances a year on behalf of the Garden of Dreams Foundation, an outreach program that works with children in the community to promote numerous charities. Now, Gilbert's beautiful wife, Judith, and him were married in 1991 in a ceremony conducted by New York Mayor David Dinkins. Together they had 4 beautiful children, Chantal, Justin, Holly, and Brooke. Now, Gilbert was one of 10 athletes who were featured in American artist Andy Warhol's 79 athlete series of paintings, which featured prominent sports figures from the 1970s, including O.J. Simpson, Chris Everett, and Pele. Now, unfortunately, again, we knew he was sick for a little while, but the bad news came in August 22nd, passed away at the age of 80. Now, many awards: NHL Second All-Star Team 68, First All-Star Team in 72, Masterson in 76, Lester Patrick in 91, All-Star Game appearances 64, 65, 67, 69, 70, 72, 75, and 77, Hockey Hall of Fame in 82, Number 7 retired, and he was also awarded the Ellis Island Medal of Honor in May 2010 in recognition of his humanitarian efforts. So the records for the Rangers are quite impressive. Most career goals, 406. Most points, 1021. Consecutive games with assists by 4, 10. And record for assists in one game with 5. Now, for many, his best season, and I tend to agree, was 1972 when he made it all the way to the Stanley Cup Final with 97 points in 73 games, including 43 goals. Now, he was a dynamite in the playoffs, especially in the mid-1970s, where between 71 and 74, they were always knocking at the door, and also knocked off Montreal in the 74 playoffs. Now, the Summit Series in 72, he had 4 points in 6 games, and also was part of the New York Ranger Heavy Team Canada, a return in 77 at the World Championships, where he had 4 points in 9 games. So a lot of people ask me, Jeffrey, what do you think of Roger Gilbert as overall player? Could he have done more with Boston or Toronto or Montreal? But you talked about the New York Rangers back in the day, and Roger Gilbert was the man. And, he was so goddamn handsome. Everybody loved him because with somebody who looked like that, you'd think he'd be full of himself. Rod wasn't full of himself. He was an outreach type of guy. He was helpful with his teammates. But 72, when Hatfield left, him and Rattel decided, hey, we're going to stay. We're going to beat the Russians. Hatfield basically felt they were not getting played enough. But like Gilbert said in published reports, he said we had a job to do. Now, did him beating up that Russian in Game 8 turn the tide towards Team Canada because they were getting a lot of penalties early? All I know, if Roger Gilbert is willing to fight in communist Russia to protect Canada, boys, oh boys, it's going to be a special place in heaven for him. So if you're a Roger Gilbert fan, I mourn your loss with you today. Smooth, classy, and again, the women did not like him. You look at Duguay and Greshner and Rick Milton, all the heartthrobs with the Rangers. He was the original heartthrob. And like one of my old pals who's passed away, his mother said, I waited for weeks for Ranger games against Montreal just to see my Roderick. And that sums it up right there. So ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here, give us a like, comment, or subscribe. And don't forget, when people pass away, they're not gone, but the memories live on. And that's what Rod, my God, 72 alone, if the stories are true, how him and Rattel and Cornway, the Francophone players, came true for each other. If that's all true, that's amazing. Yet to be told in a lot of ways. Have a good day. Bye.